Hello, today I'll be talking about international students awaiting attestation letter before they can apply for their study permit to Canada. So as we all know, or as some of us may have known by now, January 21st, 2024, the immigration minister came up to announce changes to immigration. And one of the big change for international students was that there was going to be a drastic cut, a reduction from 900,000 of international students that usually get application to study in Canada. They were going to reduce it from 900,000 to 360,000 per year. And this was going to be kind of a pilot system, a pilot study to see that after 2 years, they are going to have a review and see what they think about it. But for now, every student that applied before January 21st and are waiting for their student permit, they have to wait until they get their attestation letter from their provinces before they can apply. And like you all know, from 900,000 to 360,000, that means there's going to be a lot of competition, and apart from that, there are going to be a lot of consequences. So what that means henceforth is that the competition is going to be higher, and provinces are going to be monitored, and provinces are going to ensure that you, who is also coming as a student, you are going to be monitored. So it's just like a chain, right? So that's where we are at now. So being that you are waiting as a student, are you just going to do the wait watch without doing something else? No. So what are the 6 things you can be doing while you are waiting? Waiting time is not always pleasant, but waiting time can be utilized to do something very profitable. So like in Canada, we have 10 provinces and 3 territories. So these 10 provinces and 3 territories, they are expected to tell the government how they wish to issue this attestation letter before 31st of March. And this is 1st of March. We have like less than 30 days, because by 31st they would, or they should have started issuing these attestation letters. So what are some of those things that you can be doing? Some of those things that you can be doing while you are waiting. And some people asked me in my previous video, is it for everybody? No, it's not everybody that actually need this attestation letter. There are some people that are exempted. For example, if you are coming to study as an elementary student, you have a child that is coming in to study in an elementary capacity, they don't need provincial attestation letter. Or you are coming into secondary school to study as a secondary school student in Canada, you are exempted from that provincial letter. Or maybe you are studying masters, or you are studying PhD, or you are in postgraduate studies, you are exempted from this provincial attestation letter. Or maybe a student that is already in the province and is just wanting to extend their study permit, they are also exempted from this provincial attestation letter. So what are the things you can be doing? What can you use your time, your waiting time? What can you be doing at this time? So one of the things I think you can be doing is get a letter of offer. Because before you can go to the province that you need a provincial attestation letter, you need to have gotten admission into one of the schools in the province. So make sure that you work towards getting your letter of offer from any college or any university or any school that you have applied to. Another major thing that you have to do is try to start organizing your proof of fund. Proof of fund is one major reason why a lot of people are being denied visa. So start organizing your proof of fund. Let there be money in that account. And it's not just money being in the account. Let there be inflow and outflow of money, and make sure that you are tailoring everything according to how you put them in your pay stub, or if you are a business person, your transactions. Let all these things be made clear while you are waiting. Organize your proof of fund. Let it be that your proof of fund is able to take care of your expense or your living expenses, is able to take care of your tuition fee, and is able to take care of your return ticket. Because as far as immigration is concerned, they don't really anticipate that you are staying back. They want to see that you have that return, that ability, the finance to be able to return back to your country. And if possible, try to have extra, because with the fluctuating exchange rate this day, you don't want to be taken aback. Let there be extra as you do your proof of fund. Maybe today you did the exchange rate from your country. It was like $10 to whatsoever your currency is from any country you are watching from, and then it now goes down or it dips up. If it dips up, that means you require more funds. So make room while you are planning, while you are trying to gather your proof of fund. Make room for extra in case there is going to be a surge in exchange rate, so that way you won't be caught unaware. So another thing, people may be like, oh, don't people know this? Everybody should know this. How can you be saying this is one of the things I have to prepare for? Your passport, your international passport, try to work hard for it to make sure that you get your international passport ready. And once it's ready, please keep it safe. Some people might be like, oh, what is that? You don't even have to talk about international passport as a requirement. From my own country, it's a big deal. If you're applying for passport, you have to start applying in good time, or else it go red for you. So please make sure that your passport is ready. In fact, it should even be ready before you start looking for school. But make sure your passport is ready. Another very important thing is statement of purpose or letter of explanation. Statement of purpose is very important when you are applying to your visa. If you are applying for your visa, your statement of purpose is very important, or your letter of explanation. You want to be able to convince the issuing officer, because Canadian visa, Canadian visa application, you're not in person. You apply online. So the only way you can express yourself is through your statement of interest. Your statement of interest or your statement of purpose or your explanation of letter. Why are you studying this course? Of what importance is this course to you? How is it going to build on your career? And of what relevance will this be to you after you finish this course in your career? So you should be able to raise really solid points that can convince the immigration officer, or else your visa might be denied. And don't forget, from 900,000, it has dropped to 360,000. So what that means is now the competition is even higher than the way it was before. The competition is far higher now. It's just like 900 people used to share one thing. 900,000 used to share one thing. So from that 900,000, they are now bringing it down. There used to be open room for 900,000. But now they've shot over 500,000. And the 360,000 have to struggle to get into that same place. Please, work on your statement of purpose very well, so that you'll be astounding, so that you'll be convincing, because you won't be there. You won't be there to convince them to say, no, this was what I meant. This was what I was going to say. This was what I wanted to do. No, your letter of statement, your statement of purpose, or your letter of explanation are the two things. They are the things that will be able to convince the issuing immigration officer. So do not joke with that. And if you can do your upfront medical while you are waiting, because now it's March. A lot of people will start school by May and they have not even applied. And so what that means is that there might be a backlog. There's going to be a backlog because everybody is going to apply at the same time. So they will be busy. So if you can do your medical upfront, that will be very fine. And remember, medical for a CIC or IROCC is not every clinic. They have their own designated clinic. And if you want to do it in their designated clinic, you need to look for the address and be able to know the right place to go, or else you go and do medicals and they will refuse it. It has to be their own medical or designated clinic that you will go to. Okay, so the other thing you want to do is to gather every other relevant information. For example, if you are coming to do a degree, you're coming for a degree, of course, you have to get your elementary school set. Or like from some countries, they will say their senior secondary school or WAEC result. Elementary certificate, you have to back it up. If you are going to do a degree and you don't have your elementary certificate to back it up, and there are other people that have theirs backed up with it, they will just choose those people over you. So it is really competitive. Now, you don't want to make silly mistakes that will make them refuse your visa. So you want to work really hard to be able to get among the very lucky ones. And another thing that people have done in past and are still doing, another ground where people have been refused visa, is that a lot of people fail to declare that they've been refused visa before. You have to declare it. The very moment you were refused visa by any country, it becomes your immigration document. It becomes part of your immigration history, and you cannot say no. You cannot try to hide it from the immigration officer, because a lot of these countries, the Western countries, the developed countries, they share database information with themselves. It's just, for example, now if you are going to the UK and you've been refused visa in America, you are now going to the UK to apply for a visa. They now ask you, have you ever been refused visa before? You say no, you have shot yourself, because they're already asking you the question they have answer to. They've seen it on their database. Immediately they put your name on their own database, it will show up that you've been refused visa before. Please do not make the mistake of concealing this from the immigration, because that's just going to be one big reason why they will refuse you. Like I told you, I have been refused visa. My very first time I applied visa to the UK, I was refused. I did an appeal and I won. Then the other time, like one of my videos I made, I was deported from the UK. Yes, I have been deported from the UK. And anywhere I go to now, if I'm filling any application to America, even when I was coming to this Canada, I put it in there. I put it in that I have been deported. I have been refused visa to UK once, and they asked the reasons. I put it there, and I still have that document with me to add to it. It becomes your history. It becomes your traveling history or your immigration history. You cannot separate it from your immigration history. So do not make the mistake to lie to this immigration officer. Don't say no, because they already have the answers. The answer to your question. They are just asking you to see how honest you are. So declare it. Just say yes and give the reason, and push points to say this reason was false, but this was the reason under which I was refused this visa. So as you wait, try to do all these things that I have mentioned. They look very easy, they look very simple, but these are some reasons why some people will be denied visa. Like I said, it is very competitive now, and you want to be able to impress the immigration officers, to be able to tell them that you fit this application, become able to convince them between reasonable doubt. And I believe that your desires to study will be granted. I wish you all the best. Remember, keep pushing. I cannot stop saying that. Keep pushing. Please keep pushing. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't give up on yourself. Keep pushing, and someday you will testify like me. I have been there. I've been refused visa. I have been deported. Yes, this person that is now a Canadian citizen. I've been refused visa to this same Canada. I've been refused visa to the UK. I was deported from the UK. But here I am today. I didn't stop. I pushed through. You too can push through. Continue to push. And just last, do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. It's my only way of being encouraged. Subscribe, make comments, like, share. That's just to tell me that what I am doing is affecting lives. And YouTube will push my video. If you like my video, if you subscribe, if you like my video, then YouTube is just going to keep pushing my videos to other people who need my videos like you. Once again, no, it's not accepted. Yes is the word. See you at the top. I'm waiting for your testimony. Goodbye.